Man, what a day. If you didn't catch this morning's dramatic post and you've been following the 75 hard experience that I've been sharing, I wanted to come in and talk to you guys a little bit about what happened and what I'm doing in hopes that it can help you kind of better evaluate what's important to you, how to define success, and how to push past that thing that makes you want to stop. Because we all face so many different challenges, we face different different things are gonna trigger us to want to quit. And this is the cool thing that I've learned and that I want to share with you guys. So as you pop on, throw me a heart, let me know that you're catching the replay, because I know there's a lot of people that have been considering doing this challenge for themselves. And so I wanted to clarify how I found it, what the rules are, and what I'm gonna do as I gear up for my second workout of the day. So I found this challenge called the 75 Hard. It was created by Andy Frisella, Frisella. And I just found it on Instagram. And I saw it back in the fall, and I thought, that sounds stupid. Like, that sounds stupid hard. Not stupid, I don't want to do it. It scared me. And I was like, there's no way that I could do that. Never. Like, outside workouts, no. And so I kind of just kept following the people that were doing it. And something in me was like, I want to do that at some point. Maybe I'll do it in spring when it's like warmer out. And then my mom got really sick, and I needed something to keep me mentally grounded. And I remember that I was getting ready for my run, and it was a Wednesday afternoon at like 1 o'clock. And I had already listened to the podcast, which I'm going to link below in the comments of this video if you're ever looking to challenge yourself. And this is what I thought the rules were. And I listened to it for the third time today, and nowhere in there does it say you have to split your workouts. It just says complete 2 45-minute workouts. So that threw me for a loop, right? Then I have to decide, like, what is failure? Who defines failure, right? So anyways, I started running, and I was running to my mom's new apartment, which happens to be almost exactly a 5K from my house. And I haven't been running for a long time because of my jaw, the extreme pain that it would give me. And ever since I got braces, that has improved to the point where I can actually handle it and tolerate it. And I was running, and I remember taking a picture of my feet, and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm committing. My mom might need me to run over and help her with something or get her out of bed. And this is going to be a way that I can still, work on myself and also help somebody else. And I had this like emotional connection, and it was middle of Wednesday. Like, I had already done the research. And so I just said, I'm just doing it. I had a healthy breakfast. I can get a gallon of water in. I can do these 2 workouts today. Like, the day is not over. And so I didn't wait till Monday to start. I just started like at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday. And so within the podcast, it tells you the components of the 75 Hard, right? And it's not actually written really well, it is written, but on the written checklist on his Instagram, it also does not say you have to split your workouts. And so I listened to it, and I said, okay, I can read. So here's what the challenge is. I can read 10 pages of personal development a day. I've already been doing that. I can do that, and I will be more focused on what I'm reading because I have to paper read. That sounds like a challenge because I'm an audiobooker. Sounds terrible, but I can do it. I can do that. I can do a gallon of water. I love water, not a problem. I can eat a clean diet, no alcohol for 75 days. Ooh, but I could, right? Like, I could do that. Let me prove to myself that I can do that. No crap food, like no garbage. And I get to define what that is, right? It's not a restriction diet. It's like, just eat clean, right? So I get to define that. And luckily I know how to do that for myself, given all of my past experience. And so, and the last one was take a picture every day, and you can either choose to post it or not, but it's for your accountability. So I obviously have been taking and posting a picture every day of the experience. So last night, and over the course of time, so I remember like the first 2 weeks of the challenge were actually pretty terrible. And I'm just going to get dressed with you guys because this is part of my routine. But I remember like trying to figure out, do I want to split my workouts? Because I started splitting them at first because I was like, gosh, like an hour and a half. That sounds so long. And I would split them, and then I was like, gosh, this is really cutting into my family time a lot more than I want it to. I don't want to work out at night. I'm going to have to get up earlier. And I thought part of the 75 was like figuring it out, like figuring out how to do 2 45-minute workouts or a 90-minute workout. Like, how is that going to work for you? I thought that was part of the challenge. And so it's very interpretive, right? Same thing with like the nutrition. Like there is no provided diet. It's pick one that works for you, but you know that it needs to be healthy, right? So I know what healthy is to me. So I put a poll up in my Instagram stories because I really like sharing. I like talking to people about this, and it's hard to find people to talk to about certain things. Like this is like a unique challenge. Luckily, I've had people join me, so I can talk to people I actually know doing this, but like I went first. So then I thought, oh my God, did I like miss everybody up? So I was talking to somebody and I asked, do you guys prefer to split your workouts or do you back to back? And she wrote, I split them because that's what you're supposed to do. And I was like, what? Wait, what? And I said, what do you mean? It doesn't say that on the checklist. And it didn't say that in the podcast. Did it say it in the podcast? Here I am at 1:00 in the morning last night, like freaking out because I'm like type A. Like I didn't commit for the title. I didn't commit to win a prize. You don't win anything. You don't get a pat on the back from Andy. Like it's all about you versus you, right? So like it's an insane challenge. And so I got to thinking like, did I do this wrong? So within like a minute, I was like, well, I guess I'll just start over because that's the rule. If you miss a day or you miss a component of a day, you have to start over and that's it. And if you listen to the podcast, like I said, I'm going to link the podcast below because this is super interesting if you're like a mindset person. So he's like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. Like you don't really fail. You just have to start over until you get it right. And I was like, oh God, I am 60 days in. 60. It's not like day 4. So I couldn't sleep, but I was like kind of excited to just start over. Like, and that is my favorite part about who I am now, is that I would have just started over and it wouldn't have been a big deal. And I could have done it. And it would have been great. And I was doing my workout this morning and I wrote that post that I put up this morning. I actually wrote that last night because I was like excited for myself to get up and do it again. And then I went to push play this morning and I got emotional. And I was like a little bit crying. And Mark's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I think I did it wrong. And he was like, Melissa, stop being so hard on yourself. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, what if I did it wrong? And then I'm teaching it wrong. I think that's probably what got me, is that I might be misrepresenting what it's supposed to be. And I am that person that wants integrity and authenticity in all things I do, and honesty and directness. And so I told him, I said, you're going to be really mad, but I'm starting over because we're going to Punta Cana in a couple weeks and it would overlap. And we went to the Bahamas and I did it. I didn't have the treats and I passed on the cocktails and I don't need those things to enjoy my family. I don't need those things. But he jokes with me. He's like, when's Fun Melissa coming out? And I was like, if you don't think I'm fun, just because I'm sober, we might have some deeper rooted issues. And he's like, babe, I'll support you with whatever you want to do, but you are being too hard on yourself. So here's what I did. I did my workout this morning. And I re-listened for a third time to that damn podcast. And it's not in there, people. And I went to his daily checklist again, and it's not in there. So you know what? The only place it is in a highlight reel on Instagram from his wife's Instagram. How the hell am I supposed to find that? Like, if you're going to throw down a challenge, can you be a little bit more clear? So I am on day 61 officially in my mind. I am changing the way that I do my workouts just because now I know that somewhere it says you're supposed to do it this way. And I'm a rule follower when it comes to certain things like this. But I almost started over. And I could start over. And there's extensions of this challenge. And it wouldn't be the end of the world. But for me, like, I honored the commitment that I made to myself every single day for 60 days. And I think it would be a disservice to steal that success from myself simply on a piece of information that wasn't presented clearly. Like, that's just my decision. And you know what? You'd probably get a million people that are going to tell you a million different things that you should do or shouldn't do that'll make you a success or make you a failure or define who you are. But really, when it comes down to it, the only person's opinion that matters is yours. And it really shouldn't matter what other people say. And so that's where I'm at. I am going to go out there and I'm going to enjoy the shit out of my run, knowing that I gave this my very, very best, and I'm going to continue to give it my very best until day 75. And then we'll see what's next, because like I said, there are extensions of this challenge, and it has taught me so much. If you're somebody that really struggles with just loving yourself and being consistent and finding happiness and joy, and you're not feeling your best, it is definitely a challenge, but it's great. It's by far my favorite. Day 60 and 61 are by far my favorite part of this challenge, and the learning experience and the ability to just make my own damn decision and say, you know what, I am 75 hard. Fix your friggin' tutorial. Like, fix the rule book. Or teach people to just make their own rules and enjoy life. So, hope that helps somebody out there.